everyone, Ted LaVine with Ted LaVine Golf, better skills for better scores. In today's video, I want to talk about putting spin on your wedge shots, and I'm talking about your 30 to 50 yard shots. You see it all the time on the PGA Tour, and it's very impressive when players hit shots like that. Everybody wants to learn how to do that. So I want to talk about the conditions that need to be in place to do that first, and then we'll talk real briefly on technique, okay? So number one, we have to look at the equipment that we're using. So the rule on grooves has changed over the last couple years. So the difference between, I'll say, the current grooves and what they were 4 or 5 years ago is the current grooves are slightly narrower, they're shallower, and the edge of the grooves is a little bit more rounded, where the prior models were a little bit wider, a little deeper, and we'll say the edges of those grooves was a little bit more squared off, okay? The role of a groove is basically to I'll say absorb, I know that's not the right word, but to absorb the debris between the ball and the club. So if you've got grass or dirt or water, those grooves kind of take in that debris so you get more pure ball and club face contact, okay? Speaking of grooves, you want to make sure that your face is clean and that your grooves are clean, okay? If you've got dirt in your grooves, it can't absorb any more debris, okay? So that's number one equipment factor. Number two equipment factor would be the ball that you use, okay? And when we watch the players on TV, yes, they get their balls for free, so that's wonderful for them, and we have to pay for our golf balls. But, you know, if you expect to put any kind of spin on your golf ball, you need to have a golf ball that's got a softer cover. That softer cover will grab onto the grooves a little bit better, and you'll get more spin, okay? Once we get into the conditions of play, one would be we need a good lie off a shortcut fairway, okay? Or even, sometimes you might see players hit fairway bunker shots that have a lot of spin, okay? So we need to have a good lie, and we also need to have a green that's receptive to those shots. So if you're playing on a course where the green is really sun-baked and hard, that ball is not going to stop when it lands. It might have a lot of spin on it, but since the green is so hard, it won't absorb that or won't accept that spin, okay? Where if the green is a little wet, maybe it's rained prior to your round, or maybe the green is sloped towards you. A lot of people, you know, when we watch golf on TV, we don't really see the slopes sometimes that those players hit into. If it's sloped toward the player and the pin's in front of that, a lot of times those players will hit it beyond the pin, land on that slope, and then that spin will take over and it will roll down that slope. And sometimes we just don't pick up on that, okay? So those conditions have to be in place first, okay? And that's a lot of information I just downloaded to everybody out there. But it's relevant information to putting spin on your shot or having that ball stop quicker on the green, okay? As far as the technique side goes, one of the things that I've talked about in a past video is the line drill, and that's all about making clean contact, striking the ball and the turf simultaneously, or striking the ball first, then brushing the grass. So it's important that we nip the shot or we trap the shot very cleanly. That way we don't have as much grass between the ball and the club face, and then that ball will accept more spin off the grooves. So let me just hit one for you really quick. I'm going to go to the blue flag here in the distance. It's about 35 yards away. Now, I've talked about having these great conditions in place. I will say this green is a little bit firmer and the grass on it is a little bit longer than what you'd see on most golf courses. So this ball won't check up quite as much as it would on a regular green, but I think you'll see this ball does stop fairly quickly. So I'll get into my setup. Let's make a little practice swing. Make sure I'm just brushing that grass so I can nip that ball. Okay. And you can see that ball checked up pretty good. And that's not an easy shot when the camera's rolling, let me tell you, all right? That was a pressure-packed shot. So once you have the technique down, you know, hopefully you'll start to be able to hit that shot a little bit more frequently. Okay, I'm Ted LaVine with Ted LaVine Golf, better skills for better scores. Please feel free to leave me your comments and feedback. You can visit my Facebook at Ted LaVine Golf or my website at tedlavine.com. Thank you and good luck.